सांसों की ज़रूरत है जैसे, सांसों की ज़रूरत है जैसे, जिंदगी के लिए बस एक सनम चाहिए। हम सोसाइटी के हिसाब से अपनी माइंडसेट बनाते हैं। सोसाइटी हमको बताती है कि ये चीज़ें अच्छी हैं, ये चीज़ें ख़राब हैं, ये एक्सेप्टेबल हैं, ये नहीं है। And actually, when you go inside, you have another set of thoughts altogether. Men have their own problems. Did you know that as far as mental health is concerned, men, the highest rate of mental health problems, it is men who have it. 88% of men have mental health problems, not women.
Hi, this is Samina Sheikh here on Zoom channel, and with me today I have the very talented Anu Aggarwal. She was missing, but now she is very much in action. So join me as I welcome her on Zoom. Hi, ma'am.
Namaste.
Nice to have you. And it seems like you were quite out of the game and out of the league of a lot of people. So what brings you back?
So for once, I was finding myself, and that was the biggest game, I realized, because we know so little about ourselves. We are never taught that in school. So when people say, Anu, you have been out of the game, I really don't know what to say. Because for me, for once, I was really in the game, and I really am in the game now.
Yeah. And what brings you back? Like it makes us wonder a lot that you are going to work on something very specific project, and that's getting us excited and curious equally.
I have been running a foundation for a long time, and it is for the love, my love for the people. And I feel that my love for the people has to come out now, because now my foundation is all set up. So now my love for the people has to come out for my fans and for people who have been watching my films and stuff. And I think it's time to do that. And which is why, and there have been incidences that have happened where people stood up for me a lot, and I was actually surprised. I was like, acha, they still remember me and they still want to see me. And I was like, okay, I'm going to do that. I'm going to do a film. I'm going to act. Because at the end of the day, that is really my profession, and I love to act. I've always loved to act. So, yeah.
Ma'am, also we have seen that, what you have done in the past versus now, the personality you had, and how you impacted people. You were like that, that girl next door, and people would look up to you that way. But now when we see the way you have opened up on your chapters and all, you come across like someone who's very bold and at the same time is wanting people to accept her that way. Do you also feel that change in you?
One of the things is that in life, we want a lot of things, but we can never predict. So I think that it's to think right now and to say that this is what people think may not be appropriate. We can make our speculations and everything, but at the end of the day, वो लोग क्या, अरे आशिकी तो मतलब फेल होने वाली थी यार। जब उसको लोगों ने देखा था पहले, जब हमारा फर्स्ट प्रिंट आउट हुआ था, 90% जो लोग देखने आए थे पिक्चर को, उन्होंने कहा ये फ्लॉप है।
अच्छा।
लोगों को पसंद ही नहीं आएगी, और ये हीरोइन नहीं लगती है लड़की, ये कैसी है, इसका रंग भी साफ नहीं है, और इतनी लंबी है, और ये कैसे कपड़े पहन रखे हैं, ड्रेसेस पहन रखी हैं, ये क्या हीरोइन नहीं लग रही है। तो and see what the reaction was. Now, I'm just giving you an example. I don't want to talk about that, or I'm not trying to justify anything. No. All I'm saying is we don't know. We don't know how the public responds, right? With a film, we never know कि ये picture hit होगी, flop होगी. So, I think that we undermine people by judging them and saying वो ये ऐसा सोचते हैं, उनको ये पसंद है, उनको ये नहीं पसंद है. But आपको पता है आपको क्या पसंद है नहीं पसंद? I found I didn't know. When I started doing yoga in 97 for the first time, these questions came to me. I was living in that, the yogic lifestyle and without any of the distractions of the city. और गंगा के किनारे वहाँ मैंने अपने बारे में जो सोचना कि मुझे एक्चुअली हम सोसाइटी के हिसाब से अपनी माइंडसेट बनाते हैं. सोसाइटी हमको बताती है कि ये चीज़ें अच्छी हैं, ये चीज़ें ख़राब हैं, ये एक्सेप्टेबल हैं, ये नहीं है. And actually, when you go inside, you have another set of thoughts altogether.
Yeah.
But we don't have the time to get there. And that's what now I want to bring back in whatever I'm doing, to just inspire people to get out of the rut and to get into their real selves, and and we are full of joy.
In your era, especially when you were working as an actor, what was the boldest move you made which stood out and where people felt like, oh, we never thought she would do something like this, and that was one of your achievements, key achievements, I must say?
Oh God, everything. Everything, right from the fact that I was a supermodel traveling the world. That was not very acceptable to a lot of film people at that time, and of course my color. And of course my height was a problem. I was too tall. And of course I was mufat. So I would call, which hasn't changed. So I would call a spade and not a shovel. I mean, ye aisa hai, ye mujhe aisa dikhta hai, ye aisa hai. I won't say something to please you. So so I was not acting and behaving like the social acceptable norms were. So everything I did was questionable and out. Just the fact that I was living alone was questionable. Why is a girl living alone? 35 साल 30 साल 35 साल पहले तो मतलब ही नहीं था ना, लड़की अकेले क्या मतलब था? So I would say that I don't know what you want to point on, but everything that I did was out of the ordinary, and luckily Aashiqui gave me that kind of fame and the love of the people and the acceptance, and that. And for me, I just love people always. I mean, I that's why I joined social work and didn't join Miss India, Miss Universe contest. I was offered when I was 16. I said, नहीं मुझे लोगों के लिए काम करना है. बचपन से मुझे ये है. So when I was doing films, I was still that. Whatever people said about me or whatever, I always had कि लोगों के लिए मैं क्या कर सकती हूँ. लोगों के लिए मैं कैसे, and acceptance has been a trait throughout, on whatever happens. So I'm glad that that's what my foundation is doing today, and that's what I give out. So I mean, it's very hard for me to say if you ask me a question it's amazing that I'm accepted and I'm surviving and thriving and alive, because I'm totally non-acceptable person for a lot of people from the start. I don't know how it is today. I am still not out in the public yet, so yeah.
But I have to also ask you that even now, when women are all out there, trying to make a mark for themselves, or, being progressive, with their minds and all, even now it's a man's world, even now when they're putting out a certain post on social media, they are always comment, there are some comments, or even if an actress is wearing a certain outfit, they are, slut shamed, they are character shamed. Do you feel that maybe the medium has changed in terms of evolving, but also still such societal, drawbacks exist?
No, I just want to be very honest about this, which is that yes, I am being, of the female gender. I have faced whatever females are supposed to face, and there is discrimination, and there always has been discrimination, and it still is there today, right? Now, when you're talking about the two sexes, even your chromosomes are different. Men are XY chromosome, women are XX chromosome. When women are, that's why far more patient, far more accepting, far more forgiving. The mother nature, which all women have, right? I don't have a child born from my womb, but I have that mother nature for all the children. So the idea is that there are women and there are men, and the differences are there. But there are good men and there are good women. How can you deny that to men? I completely think that yes, women empowerment. I've always worked for women empowerment, but men need to be empowered too. So men have their own problems. Do you know that as far as mental health is concerned, men, the highest rate of mental health problems, it is men who have it. 88% of men have mental health problems, not women. So I think that there has to be a certain acceptance, and both genders need to look at each other with compassion and do things for each other rather than saying मेरे को ये चाहिए, मैं woman हूँ, मेरी ये right है, मुझे ये चाहिए. What the hell, yeah? I mean, at the end of the day, we are okay, fine. According to Tantra, women are the higher race, because women are the one who produce the kid. Who knows who the father is, right? No child knows who the father is until the mother says, look, this is your father. So at the end of the day, women are the superior race in that sense. And why not feel that and just be, most of the women, one of the biggest problems I see, most of the women are just not confident about themselves. Why not? Why are you not confident? Why are you going on blaming men for taking that confidence away? So I think that there has to be an acceptance and understanding, and of course from both sides. And I think that whatever I had to go through, I did, and I don't look back and say, oh, men did this to me. My boyfriend started to date another girl, for instance, or if he didn't like me earning more than he was earning, a lot of problems in the relationship happened because of that, because of the finance, because of the money you earn, because of other so that. But at the end of the day, I don't think that you can blame, this blame that happens. And of course, women, on the other hand, have been. I wrote a poem about this, about how many generations the women have suffered. And I'm talking to the guy and saying, you see me like you want to see me, like you've been guided by your parents and your mothers and your families and etc., something like that. And then, but I'm just a lemon tree in your courtyard. Do you see me like that? And I think that, yes, there's support. I would say there is support you need from men, but I've needed support from women too. There were a lot of women who were bitchy. There were most of the women journalists who wrote against me were women. So what are we talking about?
Coming back to this also, there was a phase when you also lost your memory. You were in coma for 29 days. And apart from that, the double whammy was that you were supposed to get married, but that didn't happen. And there was a very low phase in your life, but you stood up, How did you overcome such, difficult times?
वो कहता है ना कि जब सर पे पड़ती है ना तो हर जना ओवरकम कर लेता है. क्या करेगा? At the end of the day, a man has to, or a woman has to live, and we are survivors. So I think that first of all, if anybody thinks कि मैं क्या करूँगा, those are just fears. When you face a situation, you have only two choices. Either you win or you lose. So I've been a winner, and this is a karma. It's not like I can take pride of it and say, wow, I'm a winner. No. This is just a karmic thing I have, and I have won in, whether it was academics, whether it was games, whether it was, social work, whether it was modeling, whether it was films, whether it was yoga, whether it was, I've been a topper all through. And I think that my entire thing is like win the game. I'm a sports person at the end of the day. I will just not fail. I will not accept defeat. So if you don't accept defeat, you will win. Yeah. Or if you don't win, then you have to accept defeat and go on and find something use your challenges as the opportunity and move forward. So everybody can do that, but just that mindset is needed.
And as we talk about that, even now, women go through this pressure even after being successful enough that they get questioned quite often that, when are you getting married? The moment they cross 20s and they get questioned like, when are you getting married? And if by chance the marriage doesn't take place, there is this, the tag on them that, oh my God, she didn't get married. Oh, she's still single. Or something, is going up with her. Or the guy left her. Yeah, and there are so many things.
Right.
Like even yesterday, I was talking to one of the dermas for an interview, and that time she also said like, the girl lost, didn't get married because something was wrong with the eyebrow shape, and the guy didn't like it, and that was very weird.
Right.
And that too, like even now in 2024. Yeah. So if you had to like say something to the women out there, you're struggling for this.
I would only say one thing. I would say one man, he's not the most important thing. You can get many other men. Don't commit suicide because of a man. And that's because the suicide rates are so high of young girls. So I'd say job is important enough. For me, job came first. So I would not accept defeat, whether it was a relationship or something. But all I would say to you is, stand up, you can achieve and you can do the unthinkable. So always remember that, don't limit yourself.
Your co-star Rahul also was a part of Big Boss show and reality shows. Didn't you ever felt like you should also be a part of reality shows and give a chance to that?
I was offered Big Boss couple of years back, and I don't watch Big Boss, and I think that any shows which promote negative qualities of anger, greed, I am definitely not going to support them. But anyways, I was offered Big Boss, and I don't know how difficult it was to say no. Was it saying no to a lot of money that was coming my way, because I was offered a lot of money, actually, a lot of money, and I don't know, but no, I think I will never support something which promotes any kind of negativity in people, and especially in the younger generation. I mean, we have so many programs for the youth now, and to bring up their positive qualities, because positive qualities bring up your entire rhythmic system of the body and mind. So if you want a better life, you will have to get rid of negativity, and so I will never support it.
I have to also ask you, Anu, which is one more, factor, which is about Aashiqui.
It's a long question.
Which is about Aashiqui. No, which is about Aashiqui and Aashiqui 2. Did you get to watch Aashiqui 2? And now Aashiqui 3 is in the pipeline. So will we get to see you doing a cameo?
No. I mean, I don't know really. I can't say what I will do and not do in the future. I mean, if you ask me right now, I'm talking to you and I'm happy talking to you. But apart from that, I really don't know. Yeah, I mean, sure. I mean, if Aashiqui is my life's game changer, and if I'm needed to do anything in Aashiqui 3 or 4, I guess I will definitely consider it.
Yeah. Are you liking the casting currently? Apparently, Kartik Aaryan and Tripti Dimri have been offered the role.
The thing is that I think I'm looking at the generation of Kartik Aaryan and people today. See, I've been out of touch with the film world completely. So for me, it's really, wow. I'm looking at them non-judgmentally, and I'm finding that a lot of guys know, they're into it. They are trying to find the game. They are good actors, and it's hard to pinpoint one person, because I find that in the generation today, there is a lot of guys who are coming up as very smart and bright, and as good actors. So yeah, let's see how it shapes up. I mean,
while you have enjoyed your monk life, coming back to this chaotic life and seeing changes in Bollywood, what changes have you noticed?
Oh God,
which you're very happy about?
You don't know how much I'm trying to convince myself that I'll be fine. Of course, there is some fear for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. I mean, I I do. I mean, I've had a life which has been very sheltered in the sense of being very away from crowds and media and this and that, and living in silence and observing that and etc. So I think this is a challenge now to say, okay, I'm going to step out into the world, and it's taken a lot of preparation for me, because I was like, no, oh God, I will have to close all the curtains. People are looking at I mean, I've seen that fame. I've run away from it.
Yeah.
I've seen it. I've seen what it does. The kind of fame Aashiqui gave, I don't think that kind of fame has been given by any film, really speaking, that much of fame, and which Anu Aggarwal got after Aashiqui.
Yeah.
I don't really know. Maybe there are some comparisons, but not that I know of. But I think that is madness. I mean, it was for me it was so getting out was a real and sitting by the Ganga was beautiful, and I think that now but I think this will be beautiful now. To get back and to get back in this, and there's no getting back actually, because the world is changing, things are changing. The whole geography of the climate of the entire film world has changed. So I think I'm excited to see what it has to provide now and what it offers, and I'm sure, I mean, there's a big contribution I can give, which is what excites me,
And as we talk about mental health, we could see that off late, even at some places, even now, be it a film set or be it a TV set, now they're providing doctors who they can, get counseling sessions from, because some of the actors have also committed suicide, they couldn't deal with the pressure, be it personal, professional, completely. Do you feel that is where the approach has been good?
I am actually doing, as we are talking, I'm just getting ready. We're doing some things for Mental Health Week for children.
Okay.
And that is being celebrated from 5th of March to 11th of March in London. So I'm doing something there, and I'm doing something for children here as well. And I think we need to start at that level. I think when we've already become adults, it's a little more hard to accept learnings, because we have questions. But as children, and I've seen this is out of a direct experience, with children it's far easier to groom their mind and say, hey, listen, think like, so you can have happy adults if you start to create children and find their inner joy in whatever happens, because life is difficult for everyone.
Yeah.
There's not a single person I walk into a room, and each and every person, especially this happened after my accident, I had like these, I used to walk in somewhere and I could start feeling the energy. I could not recognize anybody even if I knew them before, and there was so much grief. Because you walk into a room, there are people smiling and they're wearing lovely dresses, but inside them, there's some problem which is unresolved. And I think that this is another way where I think that if we started to openly talk about our problems, because everybody has a problem. You're not the only one. You think, when you're sitting alone, you think, oh my God, I have this problem. Unki life itni आसान है, उनकी इतनी आसान है. मेरे को ये हो रहा है. मेरे को क्यों हो रहा है? मैंने क्या कर दिया? But the thing is, each and every person, whether they're rich, they are super rich, they're poor, each and every person has some difficulty they are dealing with. So I think that it's important to have how would you say it? I can't say compassion because it sounds too much like compassion. Wow, compassion. But just to be understanding for other people and welcome other people to be open by being open. And that's one of the things I'm doing. I've always been open about my problems.
Ma'am, which actors were in touch with you when you were going through a phase when you were out of, completely like?
Honestly, I didn't know me only, so I didn't know anybody. I know who all were in touch.
And
don't know.
currently, like, if you
Currently, I'm out of touch.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I'm going to be in touch with people, but yeah, I am. I mean, I have friends living close by, so yes. But it's going to be a new start, you know, yeah, and I'm looking forward to it.
And lastly, before I let you go, I really want to see the other side of you, which is the singer side. If you could sing a song from Aashiqui.
सांसों की ज़रूरत है जैसे सांसों की ज़रूरत है जैसे जिंदगी के लिए बस एक सनम चाहिए आशिकी के लिए.
That was very good. It was lovely, I must say that. It was just such a soulful voice, and you know, it takes you back with the entire movie.
फिर मैं बिल्कुल professionally ये गाती है.
No, but it was very good.
तब मतलब हाँ.
I'll come again for the Ras.
Yeah, definitely. You're welcome. You know my house. Hi, this is Anu Aggarwal, and you're watching me exclusively on Zoom.